Hello, I am Marcus. So this video is going to show us how to charge an electric car if you live 6 or 7 kilometers away from the charging point, like I currently do, because I'm in the Algarve. In the Algarve in our flat, we don't have a garage and there's no way to charge the car from the flat, and the nearest charger is 6 kilometers away. Also, it's going to be a review of the Decathlon folding bike, the BTWIN Tilt 100. Now, I've just checked on the application Mio and I've seen that there's charging points available in Tavira. So let's go there quickly before somebody grabs them. And this is inside my new ID.3 first electric vehicle that I purchased yesterday. I'm going to charge it on an AC charger. So we're at the AC charger now. I've come here with 20% of charge. Let's go and plug this thing in quickly for the first time on an AC charger. So just have a look at my beautiful new ID.3 first. And here we have the charger and it seems to be working. So what's it say we have to do? So I guess you have to plug the wire in. Now I've got the, so there's the bicycle helmet. And there's some charging cables, which I haven't even got them out of the packet yet. So let's have a look. This one is the one I need. And this one here is the one where you plug it into a normal charger at home. So I'm going to unpack this and plug it in. So that was almost instant. As you can see, the car is charging because it's green there. And here it's charging also. So obviously when it's green it's available, when it's blue it's not available. So that's all charging there, and we can go and check in the car. Let's just go in the car a minute because I'm cold. I want to talk to you about this amazing foldable bicycle I've got. So it is currently 8:12 in the morning. It says I've got 2 hours 55 until it's finished charging, so I have to be back here at 11 o'clock. As you can see there, the ID light is actually going green, so it's showing us the percentage of charging. So we start at 27%, so that's indicating more or less 27%. We can see that green going across there. It's absolutely fabulous. Let's talk about the bicycle. Why did I choose a foldable bicycle? So basically, like I say, I'm about 6 or 7 kilometers from my flat now, and I don't want to wait in Tavira 3 hours to charge my car up to 80%. So what I plan to do, I could walk back to my flat, but that would probably take an hour, hour and a half. So what I decided to do was get a foldable bicycle. Now, why would I get a foldable bicycle and not an electric scooter? Well, I've used electric scooters in Lisbon and I find them unsafe. Yeah, they're not very stable. I'm not very keen on them. And also they're expensive. To get a good electric scooter, they start about 500 euros. And I love cycling. I've got mountain bikes, I've got racing bikes, I cycle all the time. So I thought perhaps for me it'd be better a foldable bicycle. Now you can get electric foldable bicycles, you can get all kinds of foldable bicycles, but I decided to get a foldable bike that was manufactured in Portugal. So it's the Decathlon BTWIN Tilt. So it's got amazing Portuguese quality. Did you know Portugal's the biggest builder of bicycles in Europe? That's a fact you probably didn't know. So I decided to go for the cheapest one. I didn't go for the cheapest one necessarily because I couldn't afford a more expensive one. No, there was the BTWIN Tilt 100, which 159 euros, which seems pretty good price. I expect it to be able to do 6 or 7 kilometers. I don't know how long that's going to take me, but perhaps in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, who knows. I decided to get one that's single speed and not with gears. So I wanted a single speed one because I don't really need gears. I mean, gears allow you to go a bit quicker and they're better if you go up hills. But it's basically flat around here. So like I say, I cycle a lot, so I'm not expecting great things from this bicycle, but we'll see. Perhaps it surprised me, perhaps it won't surprise me, perhaps it'll be horrible. So I'm going to now show you how to unfold the bicycle. I'm sorry, but it's early in the morning, middle-aged man with lycra shorts, but I'm keeping my jumper on because it is 13 degrees Celsius, so it's quite chilly. And as you can see, the car has got 2 hours 50 left. So let's go. So far so good. You see the car over there, bye-bye car. We'll be back soon, well in 3 hours. So first thing, I feel much more solid on this than I would on an electric scooter. I don't know if you can see there, but here's a bridge I have to climb. And this is probably the steepest climb I'll have to do on this bicycle on this route. Let's see, let's start pedaling. Yeah, it's going up. Then we go down. So I don't know if you can see the beautiful Tavira over there. So we could happily spend 3 hours in Tavira, it's very nice. We're going over the river Gilau. Wonderful place to come on holiday. Now downhill, this will be fun. So I'm definitely lacking a few gears here. This bicycle is actually very comfortable. I'm impressed. The best thing about a bicycle is, I mean, obviously it's not the same as having a racing bike or mountain bike, but because this is single speed, you do actually have to pedal a lot. So it's very good exercise, even if it's just 6-7 kilometers that we're going to do today. I actually feel like I'm getting some morning exercise. Obviously, as this has only got 20-inch wheels, it can be much slower than a racing bike or mountain bike. But even so, what speed are we doing? So it's saying the speed is 20 kilometers an hour. So obviously 20 kilometers an hour is much quicker than walking. So I could go the whole way on the road, but the road's a longer route, and the road it takes us to is a very dangerous road, the N125. So it's actually a cycle path I'm going to follow, but hopefully it should be okay. So see, if you get an electric car, you're forced to do more exercise. It's a great way to stay fit. And obviously I could have stayed in Tavira, had a big breakfast, had some Algarve orange juice, but no, better to do exercise, I think. Yeah, what's great about this bicycle, just fold it, fits happily into the boot of the ID.3. First, as you can see now, the road is getting rougher, but actually these tyres do soak up the bumps. I mean, they're quite wide and you only are meant to fill them to 3.5, so it does mean that they've got some give in them. So actually I'm not feeling uncomfortable at all, and the bike feels really solid. Even though it's foldable, you wouldn't know it was a foldable bike. Another point is the seating position is much more upright than I'm used to on my mountain bike and racing bike. So actually for a lot of people, the seating position is really comfortable. And actually now we're doing a speed of 21 kilometers an hour. So I think that's more or less the maximum speed you're going to get out of this one, unless you want to go for gears. I mean, this one was 159. The same one with gears was 229. Obviously you can get, this bike is 13 kilos. Obviously you can get lighter foldable bikes, but those are also more expensive. You can get foldable bikes that can fold up small as well. But you know, as I only really need this foldable bike to do these trips in the Algarve, there's absolutely no point spending a lot of money on it, because when I get back to my main home, obviously I'm going to be using a racing bike and mountain bike. Actually this bike will also be good in the Algarve if I want to do a bit of shopping or whatever. Now you see we're on the rough track here. I do feel it a little bit more, but it's not that uncomfortable, and so far the tyres seem to be working well with it. But the ground is a bit damp this morning. In the hot days of the sun where this is drier, I'm not sure if it will be as good, but the road seems quite solid, so yeah, so far so good. The lights that come with a bike are absolutely useless. I've already got lights, but apart from that, I mean, the seat's a bit wide. It's not the kind of seat I would normally sit on, but actually on this bike it's comfortable. I don't think this is the kind of bike you can do 50, 100 kilometers on like you can a mountain bike or racing bike. But from what I'm seeing here, I'm guessing 20 kilometers will take you about an hour, these speeds, and I think that'd be perfectly doable on this bike. We'll see when we get to my apartment how that is. But just look at this beautiful morning countryside in the Algarve. We're going across the salt plains, and as you can see, it's nice. It's nice to get up early in the morning, charge the car. When I get home, I'm going to have some breakfast. There's a big lorry here, so if you can see the salt over there. When I get home, I'm going to have some breakfast, and I don't think I'm going to cycle to the car. It's a bit chilly this morning.
Annabella and Kalina said we'll walk to the car, so we're going to walk this route, not cycle it. So have to walk there, probably leave the house about 9:30 to get there for around 11 to go and pick up the car. But that's fine, that's what's really versatile about this bicycle. I just leave it in the flat, go and pick up the car, by walking to it, got the car. You know, in the summer where we'd probably want to go to the beach at 10 in the morning, perhaps I'd go and charge the car in the evening, put the car into Tavira at 5 or 6 o'clock and come pick it up by bicycle 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So it's great. Obviously it'd be better if there were more AC chargers nearer me. At the moment it doesn't seem an issue. I absolutely love cycling. I'm pretty sure if I had an electric scooter here, I would have pains all the way up my legs, because this is quite rough. Electric scooters aren't stable, so you know, one big rock you'd have fallen off the bloody thing. And here we're going over a nice bridge, a little bit uphill. See, over a nice little river or stream, someone fishing. So for me, having a bicycle is definitely better than having an electric scooter. Perhaps an electric scooter is a bit smaller to fit in the car, but so far these Portuguese bikes are really good. And the difference between a scooter and a bike, I'm sure a scooter will only last for like 2 or 3 years, where bicycles just last for years and years and years. I expect this bicycle still to be working in 20 years time easily. You know, a bit of maintenance. I could just see you spent €500 on an electric scooter, 3 or 4 years down the road, you know, it's knackered, and you're looking at getting another one. You're just not getting any exercise with an electric scooter, and just all the uneven surfaces are just being put straight into your back. Whereas this bike, you know, it's not really designed for off-road, and this isn't the worst off-road, but just this little stretch here, it's handled it really well. I don't feel uncomfortable, a little bit uphill. Yeah, but having single speed is just nice, just easy. Some solar panels there for the water treatment plant. So now we've got back to proper roads. There's only a little bit of rough terrain there. Yeah, so far I'm very impressed with this bike. It's actually better than I expected, but really impressed with this bike, really impressed. I wasn't expecting it to do so well on that rough ground. Don't think I need to change the tyres, seem to cope very well. A bit slower now uphill, it's not the best for uphill. I don't know if that round there is a shortcut. I think it is, let's try it. I think this is a shortcut, might not be. Let's see, it's downhill anyway, so that's an advantage. Now we've got some cobbles coming up, blah blah blah, let's go up. Whee, that's easy. The GoPro probably is going all over the place, but anyway. But this bike would be really good if you've got a car, put it in the boot, drive to the outskirts of Lisbon, or you know, whichever city you're in, then cycle the last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kilometers to work, instead of getting stuck in lots of traffic. You know, the last 5 or 6 kilometers in the city are normally terrible because everyone's trying to get into the city. Get some cheaper parking on the outskirts. Oh yes, perfect, this is the cycle line I want. Cycling into the city with this bike, with this Decathlon Tilt 100, I don't think you need a Brompton or any of that. Obviously if you prefer Brompton, you want a lighter bike, a smaller bike, get a Brompton. But this thing for €159, absolutely amazing. Right now going over the railway track, will it cope? Ching ching ching. Yeah, so let's go along here. Oh, actually I'm on the wrong side of the road. I'm being very British. Let's go to the right side of the road. I've had 2 good purchases this week. An amazing electric car yesterday that got me from, you know, Moita just near Lisbon to the Algarve without a single problem, no range anxiety. And this bike here, which has just got me to my flat here, no problems at all. We have actually travelled 6 kilometers, a little bit out of breath, not too much. I'm quite fit, even though I don't look it. And I did that in around 17 minutes. So 17 minutes, perfect. And now we're here. So we've decided to walk and fetch the car. This will be interesting. We will see how long it took to cycle. That was less than 20 minutes, I think 17 minutes. And we're going to walk to get the car to see how long that's going to take. So obviously it's a beautiful walk, and as you can see, we're going over this nice bridge now. You get nice view, it's low tide, and my daughter Kalina wants to show us something. Oh look, a heron, I think, a big heron there in the water. There's lots of birds and wildlife to see on the way. There's the railway bridge. So I forgot to tell you, another way to get here is actually by train, and the train is only like, station's only 200 meters from my flat, so that's another way to get here. But obviously cycling and walking is better. There's a train, it's actually a diesel train. You can see fish there, I can see fish there jumping. Can you see fish, Kalina?
Yeah. Look, they're there.
You see, so yeah, it's a very nice walk. In the morning we're going to get the car, and you can probably see the mountains there in the background. So what is great about this Mio app, I don't know if you can see that there, probably not. If I click on the charger there, it's actually telling me there's one car charging there, which is my car. It said I started charging 2 hours 18 minutes ago, so the car will be full at 2 hours 50 minutes. We've done 3 kilometers. But a very nice gentleman has actually shown us a shortcut to Tavira, so it might not be 6 kilometers, it might actually be like 5 kilometers or something, hopefully. So we've spent 40 minutes walking 3 kilometers, so hopefully if the car's been charging there 2 hours 15 minutes, we should be able to make it just on time. Hopefully we won't be late and block the charge. So now we're walking over the bridge, as you can see. This is the bridge we cycled over, so probably only another 10 or 15 minutes walk left to get there. Now you can see Tavira over there, it's so tight at the moment. So there you can see the car. The walk has taken us 70 minutes, so 1 hour 10 minutes. And it's 5.24 kilometers, so a bit less than with the bicycle, because we took a shortcut that won't be good for a bicycle. I guess it's still charging the car. Let's see what charge we have on the car. Obviously the bicycle was much quicker than walking. This was 1 hour 10 minute walk, and the bicycle was only less than 20 minute walk. So let's get into the car. Look at that, absolutely perfect timing. 10 minutes left, and we've got another 272 kilometers on the GOM. So perfect. So I'm just going to unplug now. I'm not going to wait here 10 minutes for that. There's just no point. And look at the green light. I don't know if you can see the green light. It's nearly full. Kalina, come and look at the green light here in the car. Show you it's charging. You see it's much fuller now, the green light. So I'm going to stop charging, and yeah, it's worked really well this here actually. Apart from there seems to be a petrol car parked in the electric charging spot, which is bad because it's actually free to charge. As you can see, it's green here, it's free, but there's some selfish persons parked in the electric charging spot. It's quite good the cable's yellow so idiots don't trip over it. So Kalina, did you like the walk?
Yes. I always like walking.
What about the car? Do you like the car?
Yes. It's not too bad.
What do I think about this bike? So I've been on it a bit more than just in this journey. I've actually done a 20-kilometer trip in it as well, and some other trips, and I think it's just fantastic. The best bit I like is this design feature here, with this just coming out here. Because normally bikes, the metal ends there, but that comes out here, and I think you can actually put a light in there, so I think that's fantastic. As I said, what I've bought extra for the bike is I brought the stand at €5, had a bag for it, so that's got some spare inner tubes in it. The bike is absolutely solid. As I said, this one is single speed, and this was €159. You can actually get one with gears for €229, and the one with gears also comes with a mudguard here and a mudguard here. It's probably a little bit heavier. Also, you can get an aluminium one, the same kind of frame, but in aluminium. I think most expensive €460, but it comes with leather seats and other leather accessories, and I believe they also do an electric one, more expensive. But what I really like is these handles, they're extremely comfortable. The brakes, both brakes, they just work. The seat's comfortable for 20 kilometers ride, it's perfect. Also, the bike is very good, as you can see, for children or adults. I think adults up to 180 centimeters. I think there's a weight limit of 100 kilos. As you can see, here's a picture of my daughter on the bike. Should you buy this bike? Yes, it's a Portuguese bike. You just know this bike will just last for years and years and years. Fantastic. So many of us, one of the concerns if we want to buy an electric vehicle such as the ID.3 is how we're going to charge it, particularly if we don't have private charging at home. So I've shown you one way you can charge it on a public network, but it's important to know exactly where you live and what your requirements are. Do you need to charge the car every day? Do you only need to charge it once a week? For example, this car has a WLTP of 420 kilometers that easily do between 300 kilometers and 450 kilometers, depending if you're driving it in the city or if you're driving it on the motorway. So if you only do, say, 20, 30, 40 kilometers a day, perhaps you only need to charge it once a week. I've told you how I can charge it when I'm here near Algarve by using a bicycle. It's about 6 kilometers from me, as you've seen in this video. Perhaps for you it's different. Perhaps there's one nearer to your house. Perhaps there's one a bit further. Perhaps you'll have to use fast charging more often than AC slow charging. But these considerations you'll have to consider. One consideration you have to think of though is pricing. Have a look at the pricing of the chargers, because the charger I used in Tavira was extremely cheap. It was only 17 cents per kilowatt hour, and at home on my current tariff I'm paying 15 cents per kilowatt hour. So it's only 2 cents extra per kilowatt hour than what I'm using at home. But there are some destination chargers and fast chargers where it's 30 cents, 40 cents per kilowatt hour. Obviously, if chargers near you are extremely expensive, or say 70 cents per kilowatt hour, you have to start thinking, is it really financially viable for me to get an electric vehicle where it's probably cheaper to keep my petrol or diesel car? Although you should definitely get an electric vehicle, so it's much better for the environment and they're so much better to drive. Thank you for watching this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. As you can see, I've got my ID.3 and I'm trying to give you content that's a bit different from the reviews and all the other ID.3 videos out there at the moment. Click subscribe because I've got some more innovative videos and ideas coming. Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed it.